Hi there, when Majek here today. How are you? Today I'm going to be talking about market research, and which is the fundamentals as far as internet marketing is concerned. As far as any marketing is concerned, you really need to perform your market research. And why is market research important? Uh, when we perform a market research, it helps us know who the target market is. So when you perform your market research, it helps you know who your target market is. And when you perform your market research, it helps you understand the following three things. More like your market research should actually pull this three data point out. And really, what this will help you do is it will help you with the kind of content you deliver out there in the market. So the very first thing would be you need to understand the language and the slang used by your market. So really, what's the verbiage? How do they talk? What's their language? What's the slang? Very important. So that when you're communicating with them, you're speaking the language they understand, right? The next thing we look at is what is the pain point of your market? What is it that keeps them up at night? What is it they fear? What is it they talk about all the time? Their pain points. You need to get this down. And then the next thing you need to know is where do they hang out? And the only way you can really find out this information is by performing market research on your on your market. So that's why it's key, it's so important. At the end of the day, this is the fundamentals, and you realize that everything you do will come back to this. And this will actually ensure that if you're one of those people you're into, like you do paid ads, it will make sure you're spending your dollars, your marketing dollars, the right way, and you're getting more return on investment. And even for the content, just for everything you do out there, this will pay big time. That's why it's so important you do this. And so, in order to, how do you know who your target market? In order to perform a research in your target market, what are the kind of things? How do you go about it? We have what's called the primary research and the secondary research. Uh, Really, the primary research is it's kind of elaborate. It's very time consuming, money intensive. But regardless, there are other ways you can get your information that you need. So we talk about surveys. Surveys does fall under what's it called, under the primary research, because for surveys you need to survey enough people to be sure that you have a good market mix, and you really, you understand what your market really needs. So give an example. So let's say I said my market niche was stay-at-home mom, and I interview one stay-at-home mom, and I go, yes, based on that interview I can deduct this. No, you can't. You need to interview. You need to ask a lot of stay-at-home moms with different kind of mixes, and before you can deduct something, you can't just run with one person, right? The next thing would be what's called the secondary research, and really what that is data that has been put out there by the SMEs in that particular niche. So your subject matter experts for that particular market you're looking into, they have put out journals out there. You could find the journals online. You could find the journals in your library, and really you go out there, you read those documents they have created based on the research they've done on that market, and you can deduct from their research the pain points of the particular market, uh, the language, and where they hang out. You'll be able to deduct it. It's not going to tell you this is where they hang out, but you can read it and figure things out. It's kind of like a puzzle. It's kind of reverse engineering. That's really what you're doing here. And then the next thing is you look at there are tools like Google tool, the AdWord, and I think it's called the AdWord now. We always call the keyword tool, but I think it's now called the AdWord. Whatever it's called, but it's a Google keyword tool, right? The bottom line here is you use this tool, and this tool will actually help you as far as people actually locate their niche in the internet marketing world using this. And really, what you do, but regardless, as far as you're marketing online, you need the Google keyword tool, because this will let you know what keywords you can use. And again, there's not total. I don't want to talk about SEO keyword research here, but this is a tool you would need as far as doing your market research. And the next thing, so for this particular training, I'll be using an illustration of an ice cream market. And so, really, when I'm done with this illustration, you can actually just massage it to whatever market niche you're in, whatever market you're in. So, for the ice cream market, I did my research, and there were different niches that really caught my attention. So, we had the health focused type niche, we had the non health focused type, And then we had ice creams that were sold in mobile versus non-mobile. And what I really mean here is a moving truck versus the physical type location. And they also have the ice cream, which are kind of like the yogurts. So anyway, based on after doing my what's it called, my market analysis, my market research, I came up with my market niche, and my market niche for this illustration is going to be the mobile ice cream truck. So like those ice cream trucks, that is what my market is. So we'll be working off that for examples as far as the illustration is concerned here. So the next thing we discovered here was that I now performed a survey. And when I did the survey, I came up with this that children are high consumers of ice cream. They love it because they don't really care about the calories and all that like we adults, right? They love ice cream after a sport event because if they feel it's refreshing. They love ice cream. They love the ice cream truck because it has a lot of varieties, and the locations where they love ice creams are at locations where their parents are, so their parents can pay for it, right? Because the parents are the ATMs. They love buying ice cream at home, and they feel the ice cream truck is expensive. This was what I deducted from my survey, and this data I have deducted from my survey, I can actually use this data to answer the three questions. So anyway, so based on this data, I defined my target market, and my target market will be children who are active in sports and children who are between the ages 3 to 13. I was able to deduct this based on my market research. So what next slide? So here, so the next thing is I want to understand where my target audience hang out. And how do I know where my target audience hang out? Just based on the market survey, based on defining who my target audience. I said my target audience are kids between the age of 3 to 13. They are kids who are very active in sports. So kids who are very active in sports, where would you find them? You will find them in sport fields and sport events. So that's where they hang out. They hang out in sport fields or sports events. My survey talked about the kids like to have ice cream at home. So I will be looking to turning my truck marketing to kids who are at home. So that means I'll do my research and find out which development have more kids. So I'll drive my truck there. I wouldn't be driving my truck to an elderly care type place, right? Because that doesn't fit my market niche. My market niche is kids. It's kids 3 to 13. Kids 3 to 13 are not in the group homes, right? In those elderly care type facilities. So it will make no. I'm not saying that's another niche, but for this part, I know who my niche is. So I'm focusing on my niche. I am not saying they will not buy ice cream. I'm sure they will buy it. But my niche is children within the age of 3 to 13 who are active in sport. Children between the age 3 to 13, you will find them in homes in development cater towards them, living with daddy and mommy and not. So I'm just trying to make you understand the different niches. So you want to understand your niche and focus on your niche. Because when you focus on your niche, you give them what they want. Because if I really send my ice cream truck there with all the high calories and all that, those people much older, they really do not need all those sugar. So I may not, I will not make that much sales as I will make if I'm focused on the children. The same thing with your business. You need to understand your niche. Again, if you have your if you are marketing to everybody, you are marketing to no one. Again, if you are marketing to everybody, you are marketing to no one. And if you are making sales, is what I call is a hit or miss. Again, is a hit or miss type of sale, and those kind of sales are not sustainable. They are not sustainable. The reason why why you do your market research is to make sure you have a target audience and you're targeting everything to them, and what you're sending to them is relevant. You know the way they think, you know the way they talk, you know what their pain points are. You market to them what is relevant, and you're able to get sales from them, better sales, a better communication from them. So that's the goal, that's the focus. And so the next thing, we understand what the pain points of my target audience is. The kids tell me their pain point is that the ice cream is expensive. They can only have ice cream when an adult is around. So we know the pain points are. So why do I need this information? It helps me position my product properly. So I know that I need my ice cream truck to be in the house. I need to have my ice cream truck, what's it called, in the soccer field. And even having my ice cream truck in the house, I want to have my ice cream truck maybe on Saturday, Sundays where daddy and mommy are around. Or again, I know the kids when they get back from school it's 3 o'clock. So these are the kind of timing I need to do, and it's the same thing you need to do in your business. You need to understand. You need to understand your market. You really need to understand them, everything they do. So for me, I know kids go to school, they come back home at 3 o'clock. Maybe at about 3 o'clock, I'll drive my truck down. I know they'll be around, right? I know I find out where the games are and I go there. So now, even from an internet marketing perspective, what's the importance of knowing the pain point of your customers? It helps you write content. So you write relevant content that will appeal to them. So let's give an example. I'm trying to market a stay-at-home mom. The content I will use for her, I may tell her, versus the content I'm going to use for a mom that has kids in what's it called in daycare and goes to work. I may go, how does it feel? Doesn't it hurt you to leave your daughter in daycare and go to work? How about if I could show you something that could actually make your corporate income in the next 3 months and gives you time to be with your daughter? Guess what? That mother in corporate America will listen to what I have to say. But if I send that same message to the stay-at-home mom, ooh, she may listen, but guess what? I'm not hitting her pain point. So the reason why you want to know all this is so your messages that you send can hit the point. You can hit the point you're communicating. That's why you perform a market research. So in conclusion, it's very important. In conclusion, we know the importance of performing a market research. It makes us understand the market, and so we're able to give them data that is relevant to that market. So anyway, we're going to be having a next training on lead capture pages, which I think is very important. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel and visit me at training.wealthmagnet.com. Again, training.wealthmagnet.com. Thanks a lot for watching. When Magic.